3 tips you could give to sim racers in terms of how to get faster in a sim?
Max has explained that, Max Verstappen, he's explained that before. Look for people that are very, very quick and very competitive and try to push for the next level. The more I drove, the faster I got, the more comfortable I was. Like laps is definitely #1 tip. I use the iRacing Delta. If you follow that one tip, everything else should just come together.
What's your sim racing setup?
Okay, I have an Asher wheel.
Oh, so that's a game changer.
New Simicube pedals.
Okay, the active pedal.
Yes.
Everyone wants it.
They are very cool.
This is incredible. I'm here with Taylor Barnard, the youngest ever Formula E driver. You had a sensational kind of run last year coming in for Neil McLaren, and now you're a full-time driver at Neil McLaren Formula E. Just let us know, what does that feel like?
First of all, to put it into words is actually very difficult. It's absolutely incredible. Like, I didn't even expect to be racing last year, and now that I've got the opportunity, I guess I proved myself. And now that I'm a full race driver, it's like everything's gone so quick, and I don't know. It's just amazing. I can't wait to get going.
It must feel like a movie. It kind of looks like that from the outside.
But yeah, it's a blur, to be honest, and yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot.
So, I do a lot of iRacing on the channel. Viewers will know. I've seen Taylor Barnard on iRacing.
Yeah.
Is that a big sim for you? Do you do a lot of sim racing?
Absolutely, yeah. Most of my time that I spend away from the track, I spend in the simulator, and most of it is on iRacing. I don't know how many races I've got, but it's quite a lot.
What's your favourite series and car to drive?
GT3 probably because it's the most competitive, but I feel like the prototype is taking over a bit now. In most of the official races, I feel like the LMDH has higher strength of field, so haven't really decided what I'm going to kind of move to yet, but GT3 is where I spend most of my time now.
That's super interesting. I was kind of expecting you would say F4, these kind of cars.
I have a second account, and I do the Formula races on that.
Yeah.
But I try to strive for competition, and even though it's not in the same kind of formula, it's in a GT car, where the competition is just what I look for, even if the driving style is completely different to what I do in real life. Just competition and pushing yourself to the next level, even if it's in something different, is kind of what I look for. Basically, I think Max has explained that, Max Verstappen, he's explained that before, and it's kind of the same for me. I'm just trying to look for people that are very, very quick and very competitive and try to push myself for the next level.
I think that's amazing. So I think a lot of people would think, oh, you just try and drive a car in a sim that reflects the car you're driving in real life. But actually, to show that you're looking for competition, like Max has said that these esports drivers are like right up there, shows that I don't want to. To me, it seems like you're saying sim racing is genuinely a really good way in kind of sharpening your skills and getting faster, because you're racing against genuine fast drivers.
Absolutely. Like, the driving style, of course, is not the same to what I drive, but the guys that do it in the simulator, they are so fast. And it's quite funny because the inputs that they do and the way that they drive the car is exactly how you should do it in reality. But of course, they don't have the same experience like me or another real life driver would have in the simulator. So it's really interesting, and I enjoy competing at the highest level against them guys.
Yeah, that's awesome. And we know there's a lot of drivers here who drive GTs, and there's a lot of drivers that drive LMDHs as well. So it seems like those skills are very transferable. Just on sim racing, I don't know whether you have, off the top of your head, sort of 3 tips you could give to sim racers in terms of how to get faster in a sim.
#1's practice. That has to be #1 always. Even when I first joined the simulator, I was in karting, so I didn't have the experience of a real Formula car, but the more I drove, the faster I got, the more comfortable I was. Like, laps is definitely #1 tip. I think if you do enough laps, you will figure out yourself, kind of where you need to improve. So if you follow that one tip, everything else should just come together.
Are you using your Delta? Are you looking at telemetry? Is it racing other drivers and seeing how far you're off and then getting closer?
I use the iRacing Delta. I put it against my optimal lap, which some people don't like. They put it to their session best or something else. I would say I try to practice as much as I can against my Delta, and then when I feel like I'm ready, if I've done enough practice and I feel good with the car, I'll jump into a race, and if I'm not quite on the pace, then obviously I look at the other drivers and see what they're doing.
To me, that feels like quite a confident approach, that you're confident in your ability to drive and get faster, whereas I feel like in sim racing, some people, there's so many options now with telemetry, some people can overanalyze it and say, oh, I've got to do this, and sometimes it's very subtle. So you do a lot of sim racing, which I'm obsessed about it as well. Okay, what's your sim racing setup?
Okay, I have Simicube wheelbase. I have an Asher wheel.
Oh, Ultimate Pro Sport GT4.
The wheel, I have Asher F64 V3.
Okay.
And the wheelbase, I have Simicube 2 Pro.
Nice.
I have triples, but I had an ultra wide before, and it was just sat there doing nothing for a few months. So I said, do you know what? I'm just going to plop it on top.
Oh, what do you put up there?
I don't know yet. But before I came here, I plopped it on top, and I was like, yeah, you know, that looks cool.
Yeah.
I've got a fairly good PC. I have SimTag pedals at the moment, but they're broken.
SimTag.
Yeah. So I ordered the new SimiCube pedals.
Okay, the active
And
pedals.
yes, I've not got them yet, but I cannot wait to try
So I'll tell
them.
you what, we have the SimiCube active pedals at home.
Yeah,
I would love to ask you later in the season what you think about them.
yeah.
What would be insane is, you can save your profiles.
Yeah, yeah.
It would be amazing to see your profile
Yes.
and kind of understand
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you're doing.
Yeah.
And you said you do GT3s, you're doing
Yeah.
LMDHs. We spoke to Jake Dennis and he said he thinks that's a game changer because
Does he have that as well?
he said he wanted them. Everyone wants them. You might be the first one who's actually gone out.
They are very cool. I've seen a lot of them, so yeah.
Let's move from sim racing to karting because you had an incredible karting career.
Yeah.
Favorite karting track?
Alahama in Finland. I had the World Championships there in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
I finished second, but that track is amazing.
What's the characteristics of it?
Lots of camber. We go over a bridge. There's really fast chicane at the end of the straight. The first corner is like you brake around the left, but then it's like a really steep downhill right-hander.
Okay.
Lots of camber. It's very, very technical and very enjoyable.
Dream circuit to come to Formula E?
I have to think about this because not all of the tracks will really suit our car. That's tough. I don't even know most of the tracks on the calendar because I've not been there.
We'll ask you at the end of the season what your favourite was.
Yeah, I need a bit more experience, a bit more time to be able to tell.
If you think of something, let us know and we'll put it to Jeff and we'll get it slotted on the calendar and
Oh,
you'll have
I
a little
will.
advantage.
Perfect.
Incredible to speak with you.
Thank you very much.
And
Thank
best
you.
of luck.